Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Chrono Trigger. I spent a little bit of time, about a minute or so, trying to clean up my controller, so hopefully it doesn't give me any more issues like it did last time. But yeah, last time we were doing the whole Kingdom of Guardia getting hopefully not killed thing. Um, and we're gonna talk to Frog here because he's such a sad frog boy. It was my presence here that endangered the Queen. I can remain at this castle no more. Eek! Eek! Indeed, your resemblance to the Queen is uncanny. Chrono, you have the makings of a great swordsman. Oh, well, thank you, Frogman. Ribbit, ribbit. Maybe frogs aren't so bad after all. I like the original translation's better. The original translation had her saying, aw, Froggy, maybe you're, Froggy, you aren't such a bad guy either. Like, frogs aren't so bad. She was more like, this frog's okay, I guess. Um, I'm gonna spend a couple of fights here to learn that aura tech, because that's gonna be very useful later. I don't have my MP to do things with. But we'll spend a little bit of time to learn some stuff because it's that aura technique is especially good. So, because that's going to be like Slurp, except that Slurp doesn't get a dual tech with Chrono that heals the entire party. So yeah, we're gonna do some fights. Yeah, these two fights actually. The 6 up there and these 3 birds will actually give me the 9 TP I need. So that Marley can become a little more useful in the party besides just shooting people with a crossbow, because, princesses, of course, get crossbow training in a castle. I don't know how she learned it, but I'm glad that she did. Learned Aura Whirl, which is a dual tech that, like I said, AoE heals the whole party, so we don't have to worry about healing individuals anymore. Let's go to the market. Let's buy a pea shooter, and then we're gonna buy 2 new helmets and 1 of the padded vests. I can buy a bunch of potions, and I'm gonna buy like 2 shelters, so I have some for later. And screw it, we'll buy a bunch of potions. Let's equip all this new gear. So she gets instead of the air gun, she gets a pea shooter. Instead of hide cap, she gets the bronze helmet. She's gonna get the hide cap and padded vests. She's gonna get the guardian bangle. Actually, well, let's see here. No, let's give her the guardian bangle. Sight scope gives you like how much HP an enemy has. I don't care. I'm gonna make sure Luca's well protected because she's a huge damage dealer. We're gonna change the headband for the speed belt so that my speed is even. Well, you know what? Nah, let's give her the speed belt. Make her a little faster. And then we're gonna do the headband to the. You know what? No, headband's still good. Headband's still fine. Hi, thanks. Do come again. We're gonna go to the inn. Oop, that's a residence. Oh, this is cool. I'm Banta, the village blacksmith. I'm forging this spell at the Queen's behest as a symbol of his love for Queen Lean. The Queen's vanishing act had me wondering if this work had been for naught. After all, what's the bell without the Queen? But it seems they found her in the canyon up north. She's back to the castle now, and I'm back to work. That's the clue you were supposed to get to go to the castle originally, because you talk to him and you're like, wait, I just came north from the mountain. Shit. Did Marley come from? Did they find Marley? And they did. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, Luca has purple hair, both on the back here and when she's sleeping. You can see she has purple hair. So, but that was supposed to be your original clue to go, like, look into the castle because, oh no. And if you talk to some of the people inside the castle, they'll tell you that the queen often prays at the chapel. So, if it's a wonder that they didn't find her there or something. And of course they didn't, because nobody went to go investigate. Well, that was rude. Knock me down and then stamp your feet on top of me? What a jerk. I mean, just did it to Marley, too. I'm guessing that's a counterattack, huh? Well, I don't know, because she didn't get it. Alright. And you will notice that as I'm equipping them with different weapons, for instance, Chrono's blade color changes. Luca and Marley's shots, their actual like arrows and bullets will change like color and shape and all that. So, how do we get home? Well, Your Highness, we... Please call me Marley. Well then, Marley, observe. Whoa! Luca, you're amazing. Yeah, I am. Sorry, I should be more humble in front of... Enough already, I'm a princess, but what's that mean? I can't do anything special, but you're incredible. I'd trade my name for your genus in a heartbeat. Well, if you say so. Anyway, I call these distortions gates. They're basically portals to the same location, but in a different time. But gates are unstable, that's why they appear and disappear all the time. So I use the principle behind my telepod device to create this gate key. It's what's locking the gate in place. But why did this gate suddenly appear in the first place? Either the telepod had something to do with it, or something else made it. This is starting to sound complicated. Why don't we just head back to our own time for now? Alright, coming, Chrono? Back through the gate, back to our own time, and we find ourselves back at the fair. Don't ask me what the poses are for, the poses are just cool. Whew, we made it. Chrono, Luca, why don't you come back with me to the castle? It'll give me a chance to thank you properly for everything. I'm really sorry for putting you through all this, Marley. What are you talking about? It was the most fun I've had in months, and I made new friends, too. Chrono, be a gentleman and take her home. I still need to do a little more snooping into why that gate appeared. See you again, Luca! Well, Chrono, are you ready to escort me home? Sure, Princess, why not? So, we go... Melchior's still here. If I hadn't spent all that money trying to... Ah, the nice music. If I hadn't spent all that money trying to buy everything else... I forgot I changed this music. If I hadn't spent all that money trying to do that stuff, I would have just bought the silver sword, because it's quite a bit of extra money. Another strength capsule. Obviously you guys can see where they are because they kind of flash on the ground, and that's what I'm following. And again, I'm just avoiding fights that are wholly unnecessary unless you're specifically, you know, trying to gain experience and level up and all that. Here's another one of those mysterious boxes, which I need to remember because I always seem to forget that one. Could have sworn there was a capsule around here too. Oh well, but there's one of those little boxes. I believe there's one in the past as well that you can find there. Guardia Castle. Princess Nadia. Are you alright? Where on earth have you been? We'd heard you've been abducted. With soldiers combing the entire kingdom for you. You, back there. You're the one, are you? Thought you'd kidnapped the princess. No, Chrono only... Seize him! Seize the filthy terrorist! He deceived our princess and plotted to overthrow the crown. No, you mustn't... So, yeah, that Chancellor did, institute a much stronger... Stop this right now! What are you fools doing? But Her Highness the Princess said that we... It doesn't matter what she said, seize him! Chrono! But, yeah, that Chancellor certainly put in a much stronger, court system, which I should have thought of before I escorted the princess home, because of course it's going to come back to bite me in the, you know, tuchus. Oh well, here we are. I, your Chancellor, shall serve as prosecutor. And I, Pierre, shall represent the defense. Members of the court, I will now bring forth the defendant Chrono, who is charged with the abduction of Princess Nadia. So, what shall be his fate? To burn at the stake, perhaps? To feel the tickler? Or hang upside down? The tickler? That's a new one. That's a new bit to this translation. They didn't have the tickler. I think they said put him on the rack. So, the tickler. Or shall we employ the guillotine? The choice is yours, good jurors. Now let us begin. So I'm gonna lie to you guys a little bit. I lied to you guys a little bit earlier here. So that first episode way back when we were wandering around the fair and I kind of did some like really miscellaneous stuff. It all kind of culminates to this moment. We shall first hear the testimony of the defense. Chrono is charged with premeditated abduction of royalty. The question is, how could he be guilty of a crime that never occurred? The prosecution would have you believe that a defendant kidnapped the princess. However, the truth is quite to the contrary. Not only was their meeting a coincidence, but it was the princess herself who asked Chrono if she could join him. Is this true? Who was responsible for initiating contact? I was. Indeed, the defendant deliberately approached the princess, pretending it was an accident. Oof. So yeah. Ouch. So everything I did is subtly manipulating this whole thing. Having subdued the princess, the defendant then coerced her into visiting Luca's little sideshow. There were countless witnesses to this. So, the important bit here is, shortly thereafter, both the princess and the defendant vanished. If that is not criminal abduction, I don't know what is. Several other acts have also been brought to my attention that call the defendant's character into question. Objection. This cannot possibly have any relevance to the case. Got to respond, Chancellor? Chrono's character is at the very core of this case, Your Honor. This evidence will show his testimony cannot be trusted. Very well, we have nothing to hide. I would like to call a witness who can vouch for the defendant's good character. So that little side quest I did for the little girl helps me. That man brought back my kitty. Thank you, mister. How about that? This young man before you is a fine upstanding youth. He deserves to be honored, not put on trial. Whew, looks like they're buying it. The real issue here is motive. Was there any motive for this good youth to kidnap Princess Nadia? No, there was none. Pardon me, but I believe the motive was quite clear. Agreed. Her fortune did tempt you, did it not? No. Are you sure? You weren't in the least bit tempted? Not at all. Very well. No more questions, Your Honor. So now, if I had said that and I had picked up the pendant before I talked to Marley, that would have been counted against me. If you noticed, actually, when I was grabbing the cat way back in the first episode, there was a pink, like, little bag, like a pink little, like, pouch that was on one of the stalls. That was that man's lunch. The old man that was wondering, that was his lunch. If I had talked to it, quote unquote, if I had interacted with it, it would have asked me if I wanted to steal it, if I wanted to eat the lunch. And I could have. We got my HP and MP back for free, basically, but that would have been a bad character vouch because I stole somebody's lunch. I believe it has been made quite evident that my client is a fine and virtuous young man. The defense rests your honor. Members of the jury, it is time for a verdict. If you believe the defendant guilty, stand to the left, innocent to the right. So, not guilty. Notice they're booing. Guilty. And they're cheering when I'm guilty. So, in the speed run of this, they leave this entire thing to chance, because going out of the way to do anything extra is, of course, just going to waste time on a speed run. The interesting thing, though, is it is actually faster for them to be guilty of the crime, to be tried as guilty, because it saves on, like, one text box or two text boxes later on. I say later, it's going to be like the next 5 minutes. But I don't want anybody to besmirch my character, so I am going to make sure that I am not guilty of this quote-unquote crime of hanging out with the princess. A verdict has been reached. The defendant has been found not guilty, but even if he did not kidnap the princess, the fact remains that he aided in her flight from the castle. I sentence the accused to 3 days of solitary confinement as punishment. Of course, everybody's booing. They wanted my head on a silver platter, so, take him away. So they're going to take me away. Stop! Princess Nadia. Here's King Guardia. That's quite enough, young lady. But father, all I asked was for you to remain at the castle and behave like a princess. What's done is done. Even royalty must obey the laws of the land. Leave the rest up to the Chancellor and forget about your little escapade in town. We're through here. Chrono! Ah, the wheels of justice. This entire soundtrack is just like awesome bit of music after awesome piece of music, like banger after banger, and it's amazing. Um, this man is a seditionist who meant to overthrow our kingdom. He has been found guilty by trial. I trust him to your care. So, this is the monster who abducted the princess. His execution is 3 days hence. See that he is still here to attend it. Execution? I don't recall hearing anything about that. No cause for concern. There's only been a small delay in the paperwork. Or do you mean to question me? Never, sir. Guards! Take the prisoner away. Alright, so I wake up. I'm in jail. Because, that's what happens to, you know, people. Um, let's see here. I've got a mug. So my HP and MP is restored. Got this. A sympathizer from your trial brought that for you. Enjoy it while you can. Obtained 3 ethers. I like to think that it was probably like my mom or like days remaining until execution too. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to break out. You can do 2 things here. You can either wait for Luca to, you know, come and rescue you, because of course it's Luca. She's going to help you. But I'm going to try to break out because I'm going to piss these guys off. Pipe down, you. No, 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 no. Pipe down, you. Oh, how many times do I have to tell that filthy... If he won't quiet down, I'll quiet him down. Open up the door. So, my question is why? Why is this so bad? This is what you get for not doing what you're told. Why is this prison so bad? They let me keep my sword. Where do you think you're going? To hack your head to bits? Oh, he survived that. Okay, fair enough. I expected to take him down in one swing. There we go. So, yeah. They let me keep everything. All of my items, all of my weapons, everything. And I can't get there. Okay, well, we'll be back for that. Keep in your head where that is in this place. So, actually, let's do this. I'm gonna... Those guys are a pain because they're hiding behind a shield, and if you can't get to the... And the game crashed. And the game crashed. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I decided to save. Well, I guess I will end this episode here since the game crashed, and I will see you guys next time. I will fiddle with this and try to fix it, I guess. And next time we'll pick up right where we are, um, so we can, hopefully keep things going. I will see you guys next time. Bye.